Today I want to tell you something that is really really important, which I believe as important. Um, I know that you are from different avenues. You must be doing. One of you must be teacher or a doctor, a lawyer, and a custom care officer. Different types of jobs. You are from all walks of life. I know that. So there are a lot of people who are coming in search of help from you. If you are a driver, for an instance, that you must be taking thousands of passengers per day. As an example, if you are a train driver, how many times that you drive, and then depending on that amount of times, you are carrying thousands of passengers on that vehicle. And if you are a doctor, how many patients did visit you last week? And if you're a teacher, of course, how many kids were there in your class throughout the week? And how many came asking for your help? So, and of course, if you are a businessman, if you are an owner of a grocery shop or an owner of some sort of another type of business, how many of them came looking for you to buy the things that they wanted? So, all the time, people are looking for things. People are asking help. People are in need of things. And then you are getting opportunities to fulfill those needs they have. What do you think that about that action that you'd perform? Let's, as an example, let's take a doctor. If you're a doctor, then a lot of patients, they come and visit you because they are suffering from different types of illnesses. So they want it to be cured and they come and visit you. So you get a time to talk to them and examine whatever the diseases that they're having, whatever the issues that they have. And depending on that, you prescribe medicine. Well, before you prescribe medicine, you are giving something, another type of medicine. Do you know what it is? The first medicine that you give to the person who visits you is your smile. Have you ever wondered how important your smile is? How important your caring words are? How important that you ask them how they are doing, how their life is, whether they have any problems. The small question, the small talk that you are having before you examine the patient, did you know how important that it is? Whenever you smile at them, whenever you smile at your patient, smile at your students, or maybe your customer, that smile can do a lot of things, can change their day. That is something really good that you can do, something really good that you can start with. And if you are a driver, you can always greet the passengers who get into the bus. Do you know what those smiles, those greetings create? It creates a peaceful nature in those minds. Unknowingly, you give them happiness. You are doing something really good, which we call a merit. A merit is something that you do with a pure intention, with pure heart, which makes you happy and which makes the other party happy at the same time. So how many times you did this during this week? I'm pretty sure a lot of times you must have done that. So the merits that you have accumulated throughout this week should be immense. And keep up that good work. Because the patient who are visiting you today is not just coming for the medicine. The passenger who gets into the bus is not just going somewhere. He needs something other than that. Always, always, everyone is looking for happiness. Everyone wants to be happy. So why don't we give that? Simply a smile. We'll start doing it. Just to make others happy and to make yourself happy at the same time. Because if you start your day with a happy mind, it'll be a really good day. If I'm starting my day with a happy mind, my whole day is really good and I can do a lot to the people around me. I can make them happy. I can give them whatever they want. I can fulfill their needs without any issues. So let's start doing these merits. Let's start making others happy. There can be moments where you get angry. There can be moments where you get upset. Sometimes you could be irritated by others. Maybe once you are driving, you might be disturbed by a lot of other people. You might need to horn at them. How many times did you do that during this week? I remember when I was living in Canberra, we barely got a chance to listen to those beep sounds of the vehicles. But when I went to bustling cities like Melbourne or Sydney, oh, they were always sitting on their horns. Why? It's because they get upset, they get irritated. What if you can allow the other person who's driving next to you, who's behind you, who wants to overtake? What if you can take your vehicle to the other lane and allow that person, whoever the one who's in a hurry to pass you and fulfill whatever that he or she is looking for? Maybe she or he is late for their job, or maybe that they are taking someone to the hospital, or maybe they are late for their conference or something like that. What if we can give them some space? Rather keeping your vehicle in the same lane, but if you take your vehicle to the other lane and give them some space. So you reduce the noise pollution as well. Isn't it a merit? Isn't it something good? So your heart is always pure and your heart is always filled with happiness and you are always giving the other person happiness. Isn't it something great? This is just a simple example that I took. And what if someone is trying to cross the road and that person needs help? What if you stop by and give him or her a hand to cross the road? Maybe that person is very old and he or she doesn't have any kids to look after them, or they don't have grandkids to look after them. So what if you give them a hand? And maybe there are people who are looking for food near the grocery shops. I have seen there are people who are looking for something to eat, or maybe they're asking for something to drink. If you have money in your hand, what if we give something that you can afford? Maybe a sandwich, or maybe a milkshake, something that you can afford, and help them to come out of that starvation. Doesn't that give that person happiness? Doesn't that help that person to come out of that physical ailment? It collects a merit to your merit account. We all know about our normal bank accounts. We always check. You get your smartphone and then you can go to this banking app and then you know how much money that you got in all these bank accounts. But do you know about your merit account? Do you know how much you got there? We don't. So add them, add merits to your merit account. And one day, these merits will lead you to find the real happiness, the truth. As Jesus mentioned, the truth will one day will set you free. Why am I telling that? Because we all are after this happiness. And we did a lot of things. We started schooling. And once we finish our high school, our parents or your elders, your friends told you, what if you do a degree? And then you started doing a degree. And then, once you finish the degree, they ask you, what about a job? You thought that the job will give you satisfaction. You wanted to be independent. And you moved out. But then, did it stop there? You wanted to buy your first car. And you were collecting money. You were collecting you were doing these part-time jobs. And then you were collecting money to buy your first car. And then you bought it. Did it end there? Did you come to an end? No, it's not. And then you wanted to buy your house, the first house. And then you were gotten married to someone you really loved. So, did it fill your life? Everything was fulfilled? Or are you still looking for something? All these things, let's say, buying your first car, you were going through something. People were telling you, oh, do you have a car? No, not yet. I'm still collecting money to buy my first car. And then you were like, always, whenever these people ask you, whenever these people tell you, oh, that brand is better than this. And what if you buy a second-hand one first? And you were always given views by the people who are around you. And depending on those views, you made your decisions. You thought, okay, I should buy Toyota Corolla. And then I should save this much of money. And once you started saving the money, how did you feel? Were you happy, or were you always in an urge of fulfilling it? So yes, you were in an urge. You had a void. And then you bought it. You felt it. You felt like you achieved something. But did you really achieve it? Or did you start going after something? Then you wanted to buy a house, or maybe got married to someone. Where is this loop going to be ended up? When is it going to be ended up? At the age of 80? Don't you think that you would be looking for something else? Maybe you'd be looking for the best aged care in the country. Who knows? You think you became independent once you moved out, once you bought a car, once you bought a house, once you got married to someone, once you had kids. You thought that you are independent. But are you independent? Or are you still depending on things? Or are you still depending on people? So how come you say that you are an independent individual? Well, until we find the truth, we are dependent. Yes, you have bought your whatever the luxurious house, and then now raining makes you happy. The rain makes you happy. The rain makes you unhappy, or maybe the hailstorm can make you unhappy. So what's the point? If you are trying to depend on outer stuff, outer people, the things that you cannot control, what's the point of it? What's the point of going after this happiness that you think which you can achieve from the people out there or from the things out there? So let's find the truth. Find the truth about your true happiness. True happiness always lies within you, which we didn't know about it, which we didn't have a clue about it. But always it was with you. It is with you. If you are not looking for anything, if you don't have any void, how do you feel now? You're very peaceful, aren't you? If you come to know about the nature, if you come to know about what is happening out there, then you can have that peaceful mindset.